Hey there, Storm fans. Bryant Cook here, and today we're playing in the Vintage Challenge with Underworld Outcome. A few days ago, I published a video on this deck. Go check that out. It has a pretty good description of why all the card choices are in there. And then yesterday, I recorded my Vintage Prelim with the same deck. And the conclusion of that video is that I don't know how much I like Time Walk in this deck, and that Preordain has sort of been a little bit underwhelming. So today we're trying 2 copies of Night's Whisper, and I don't know if I'm going to release that prelim video before or after this challenge video, to be completely honest. Let's see how we do today. But I'm really underwhelmed with Time Walk because we're not playing Monastery Mentor, we're not playing Empty the Warrens. We only have Blightsteel Colossus in the board to take advantage of the extra turn. We're not even playing Sprite Dragon. So Time Walk in this deck is essentially Explorer, and it's Explorer that gets hit by Pyroblast, but also like doesn't make your opening hands any better. So Time Walk, I think, is secretly not good here. And I know it's blasphemy. Like, I'm playing blue and vintage, and I don't want to play Time Walk, but I think that's the next step in the evolution. Like, blue decks got rid of Time Twister, and Time Walk is a very good card. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to crap on Time Walk, but if your deck isn't utilizing it well, why are you playing it? And that's essentially my point here. Like, we're not running Planeswalkers, we're not running creatures. Time Walk doesn't do anything here. Why would you even play it? So I'm getting rid of it. I've added in two copies of Night's Whisper, and we're trying that today. No preordain, as I mentioned. We're just going for more velocity rather than card quality, because honestly, I think that's sort of what matters with this deck. Because you are playing, Mox Opals and stuff. Like, you actually just need more physical cards. So we're trying this out. This deck has been very good. It feels good when I play it. My record, I mean, I 5-0'd a league, and then I've done like pretty average in 2 prelims. My record doesn't reflect how I feel about this deck, and like I feel like we're very close to breaking this list. We're just like a card or two off, and I'm hoping that Night's Whisper is the missing piece of the puzzle. So yeah, and then if you watch the video that I published a few days ago, I talk about cutting Pyroblast in the board for another piece of Dredge Hate. I was thinking about it. We're already boarding in 7 cards because we're boarding in Blightsteel as well. I don't know if we have room to board in an 8th, as much as I think I'd like to be even better against Dredge. I just don't know if we can afford to. So there's that going on. And I don't know if I have anything else. If you have any questions for me about this, make sure to leave a comment in the description or leave a comment below. Um, yeah, I'll try to answer everything that I can. Or if you have any constructive advice, I'd love to hear it. Yeah, that's what I got. And round 1 will be starting in just a second. Don't leave. All right, welcome to round number 1. We're facing McWinSauce, and we're on the play. All right, so I believe that they play a lot of Xerox decks. I could be wrong. This hand doesn't seem very good. This one seems better. We're probably going to bottom Opal here. In turn 2, we're looking to play Narset and maybe protect it. Probably brainstorm on their end step looking for a land. Or maybe I should just brainstorm main phase. I don't know. Probably not. Our hand isn't amazing. Part of the reason I feel this way is it's pretty hard to protect Narset in current vintage. Between all the Pyroblast, but also like the flash creatures, it's not good against shops, not good against Dredge. So Narset's a lot worse than it used to be. People are also playing Lightning Bolt to kill Hull Breacher, which hits Narset. And our opponent might be double queuing. They're probably double queuing. I only see one deck in their Goldfish history, and it's Jeskai Xerox. Alright, well, there's a Scalding Tarn. Another Opal. We have to pass. Alright, so we can cast Narset right now. I don't know how, if, like, we fight over if they decide to counter or not. Maybe. Alright, so they're willing to force. I think I'd force back. They pitched a Dak Faden. Hopefully we get to use this Narset again. Alright, opponent. I think I slept funny last night because like my body is just like super sore, and I mean I'm also just old. But I have like a kink in my neck and my back is a little funky this morning, so dealing with that. So if I'm like constantly stretching today or like trying to crack my neck, that is why. So looking at their list, they have this is like also not the most recent list. So December 5th, but it's pretty spicy. They have Uro in here and a bunch of other stuff. Veil of Summer, that's pretty spicy. Alright, so they're on classic Xerox and maybe not rug. I think I'm going to pay life here just in case we get something we need. So Fairy Swords Dig. Dig's going to be really good for them next turn. So we can counter Dig now, but our Narset's probably going to die. Jeskai Xerox. So they drew a land. Another Opal. That's unfortunate. So now our opponent gets to cast Dig. Maybe I should not have sex. Like, I could have played Breach right there, but what are we doing with it? Like, that's the real question. Like, casting Brainstorm and praying for a miracle? Maybe I should have just, like, thrown away the Breach to Brainstorm and get rid of 2 Opals. So our opponent's drawing a card here. Dak Faden. Well, they can't Dig now. I guess they could draw a land and cast Dig. That's not true. So we want them to draw like double Clunker, which is exactly what happened. So now we have another window here to win. So we want to draw like Demonic Tutor or something. Interesting that they discarded double Lavinia, allowing me to know that they didn't draw anything. Like, they definitely should have discarded a Swords, I think. But we really want to draw Demonic Tutor here. This is our last turn to do anything. So I think we might actually go for the Hail Mary Brainstorm. I think Demonic Tutor might just win it, though. We have 2 Brain Freezes. Brain Freeze would be incredible. I think Demonic is deterministic. Brain Freeze isn't. But, I mean, yes! Hell yeah! So, It's not deterministic, but it's like pretty probable. So now we tap these two, play Breach, and now we Brain Freeze ourselves for 12. And we want to hit Black Lotus or other artifacts so we can turn on this Opal and then recast. Ruby. Alright, we did not hit, but we can bring back this Ruby. Let's get rid of some lands first. Now we get to mill 18. Sapphire, Black Lotus. So in my video for the league, I talk about how Opal's actually really good with this combo because it can like chain you long enough. That's what I was talking about right here, where if we had Metalcraft, we could have used 2 Opals like a Lotus Petal, for example. All right, we got game 1 against Xerox. That's good. What a great draw. What turn was that? Turn 6. I like updating my spreadsheet as I go. Alright, so we probably want this Pyroblast. Flustas. Gotta say I like you're from Boston. Flustas. And yeah, so we don't want the Hercules. Definitely want the Night's Whispers. Probably board down on Opals. Not really what we want to be drawing. We want actual action. And a lot of people tell me that you're supposed to board down on top deck tutors against Xerox because that's not what the matchup's about. So we're going to try that. You could also like shave an outcome, but we want blue cards to pitch to force. And even if you're using it as inspiration, it's okay. So we're going to submit this. And I'm willing to bet that our opponent uses their full time since they're double queuing, so I'm going to shell for a second. If you want to appreciate this content, theepicstorm.com/shop. Get your Storm singles, but also tons of cool The Epic Storm merchandise, such as the Storm 20 baseball tee. My favorite thing in the shop personally is the Storm 20 baseball tee. But we also have pint glasses, pens, playmats, stickers, tokens, and much more. Alright, so we're on the draw. We've opened up a hand that's a little awkward. I don't think we can afford to keep this. We're going to ship it. This seems fine. Don't love bottoming the Pyroblast, but I think a choke point for us is actually going to be mana. And they've opened up a pretty quick start here. Now this Flusterstorm was a very bad keep in the face of Teferi. Punished for keeping Fluster over Pyro. We have our single Mox Opal left in the deck. Our opponent had a pretty good Xerox start. Nothing too punishing yet, though. Alright, they have 2 cards. I mean, this could be a win right here. I'm going to make sure that I think about this. So we play Underworld Breach, Lotus Petal, Brain Freeze. So we have to... So that's going to be Storm 3. We mill 9 plus 2 fetch lands. I just want to think this through. So we mill 9, double fetch land. Escape Lotus Petal, freeze again. I think that's enough. I might be wrong here. I hope not. Alright, so now we can buy back Jet. And I think we can actually buy back the Petal just for extra storm count. I don't think a Forcible stops us anymore. They probably should have countered the Brain Freeze. Like, they could have exiled Brain Freeze before. Turn 2 through a 4. Turn 3 through a force is pretty good. That puts us up to 1-0. I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, hopefully we can keep the run going today. Hey, Bryant here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.